Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Hey. How are you fine people doing? Markus Pattern here with my regular weekly chat about stuff, ramble and stuff. So last week my internet connection seemed to be weird, so I'm gonna keep this as short as possible because essentially I don't have that much news stories to tell you if I'm honest. Yeah, like so yeah. I guess I should do an introduction. If this is the first time you've come across me, I'm Markus Pattern. I draw comics, commissions, generally wherever my whims take me. At the current moment in time, my current focus is on Here Comes the Dragon Punch, which you can read full issues plus some behind the scenes shenanigans up on my Patreon, which would be great because that'd be a nice way for to support the comic and stuff. Or if you want to, and you can now read the first chapter of issue 3 this way. It's up on Webtoons it's up on Webtoons, Substack, Artstation, and for the first 3 chapters of issue 3 up on Instagram in like in a side swipey kind of way. I was just trying something new, to kind of just take new with the format. Shall be doing it again? Certainly not in the way I was doing it. I might look into a different way of doing it. But yeah, so it's a issues one. All the first 3 issues are available on my Patreon, or they're all available to read on my the places where you can read them. So the Webtoons, the Substack, and my Artstation. Yeah, so that's and as I was saying, I've started on issue 4. I've drawn the first 2 pages, and I flattered the first 2 pages because when I was doing issue 3, going back to flat the first going basically separating the colouring from the line work was a case of like, this is kind of a bit laborious, so if I can, and flatting, which is where you take line work and you basically colour in all the I probably can show you, be easier. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean. So this is the first page of issue 4, right? And what I mean by flatting is something like this, where like you do a block color, not necessarily the color of the main character, but just a separate color, and then you can go along and you can select it, and then what I do is I turn on the transparency lock. I put it on a different file layer, and then that's what I color. So as we can see with Rosie here, that's exactly what I did. So if you take away Rosie, flat color, and then I can basically go in and separate the like the hair, the skin, and stuff, and then just make and also it means and it just means that if say something goes drastically wrong with Rosie in the colouring scheme, I can always go back, so turn that off, go back to the original flat layer and select her again and start from the beginning. It's kind of a step back if you've gone so far down the rabbit hole that you can't click Z and undo. That's basically the point of it. And the reason why they use such different block collars and stuff is because say like these 3 colors, obviously they overlap because these cats are kind of overlapping one another. That's how that goes. But like if I was to do like different shades of green, it'd be difficult for the selector to kind of select them. So it's just best to have different shades of colors, and nothing to really to do with the color that you're going to be using, though. Like, it would, I tend to use the base color of my character, so like their skin color, so then that way when I do select it, it saves a little step in the like, I don't have to then color the skin and all that noise. That's just kind of how I approach it. Like, there might be easier ways to kind of save that step, but it's just the easiest way I've discovered. Like, because there's kind of no getting around the fact that you need to have, this is a tedious step and you need to get it done. And like, I found like after a day of drawing and stuff, like, I'm in no mood to carry on, if you get me. But like, this took me like it didn't take me that long to just kind of fine, last little bit of the show, and get it done, and like, and then the next day I can, so like I've done with Rosie here, like, it's a case of like, well, I got a spare spare half hour, whatever. I can go in and colour Rosie. I can go and colour Nora. Like, it's simple enough. But like, because I find the most tedious part of the colouring process is the flatting. It's just because it needs to be precise. Because like, hopefully I zoom in close enough, you'll see. So like, look, like like the colour is inside the line work here, right? Except for that bit there. And what we do is we go along to, I've got a new eraser that basically my line work is set on Clip Studio. You can set stuff to like you can set shit to what are they called? References, and I've got the line, because I've got the line work in a separate folder, and that entire folder is a reference line. And then if you set that to the line work to the reference, I've got this eraser called Erase Along the Edge, and that is set to a reference. And so what I do is, what have I done? Oh, Marcus. Sorry, so 2 seconds. I was using something else. I might have. I don't know what's happening there. Right, so. Well, that's weird. I don't know what's exactly. I know what's happening there. I still had Nora on select. Stupid boy. So ignore what I just did there. What we do is, so we have the pen here, and then and you go along and you erase along the edge. It would be better if I had done this. Yes, I set this up for the demonstration of what I was going to talk about, yeah. Now, if I was good at what I do, I would have done this in the original flat layer. And then what I will do is, and I will then just go along and I will reselect Charlie and repost him. But say this brush here, Erase Along the Edge, I'm not as you can probably tell from the line work here, I am not the most neatest of artists and stuff. That's one of my main issues with the whole fucking flatting stage. Like, I'm not precise enough to do it properly. to do it justice. So I so yeah, not precise enough to do it justice. So I need extra help from my little friend, which is this, which is you can download clips to store erase along the edge, which is one of the ways it helps you to flat the comic. Because again, it is the most tedious part of the fucking process, right? Because you need to basically take this and edit it so you can then turn it into artwork and noise and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what yes, tedious part of the job. I found it seems to work better if I can just kind of get that out the way at the end of the day after I've done the line work. So like full day of drawing and stuff, and then kind of okay, cool, and now I can do that and get on with the rest of my precious life. So yeah, started issue 4 already. As you can tell, I've done the 2 pages, and yeah, right. If you, I've linked in the, depending where you watch this, I've linked it in the top comment, and you can go along to my Instagram if you would be so kind, and then you can see this basically. What I've done is I've using the swipe right version on Instagram. Was it swipe? Yeah, basically using the swipe version, you get like the like panels, so that kind of swipes along using that feature to give it more of a like individual daily comic, daily strip kind of vibe and stuff, which is what I've done here. And now I've shown it to you, so you don't need to watch it on Instagram. But you can, if you want. Because Ed Pisker's doing it with his Switchblade shorties. I thought that's an interesting idea. I'll like to experiment with that form. I don't think I'll be doing it again. I've seen a couple of other people do comics in this case. So instead of doing like one big panel, they're doing like 4 panels, or like kind of having it using the square motif of the Instagram file. Which I think if I'm going to do it again, which I'm not really planning to, I might try it that way. My next experimenting with form, instead of just doing it as a comic page, will probably be we'll probably be trying to experiment with Webtoons as a format, which I haven't really done. I'm just basically posting the comics I've made on there, because I'm an old man and new things just don't sit right with me. And I'll be honest with you, I like Webtoons. I guess like it's just, I don't know. I personally prefer the like the page, or the book. It's just personal preference, But like I transferred music over from CDs over to MP3, so it shouldn't be that much of a difficult transition. So so then the next plan in the stage is to basically finish issue 4, and then I own it, so like, but like I'm looking at it and thinking, well, I could either try and self-publish it, which, considering the amount of fucking traction I'm getting on these, might not be the best idea. Or I can try selling it to a publisher. I know there's one person who seems to want to work with me, and there's a whole list of people who who might want to fuck around with my stuff, especially when I'll be going along with, hey, here's a finished book, a tankobon that you can just basically print. Like, you don't need to do any work on it. Maybe check my spelling and stuff. But like, I've got but that's going to be the that's kind of what I'm in two minds about doing. Whether I try self-publishing it in time for Christmas to release, or I start shipping it around to try and get it published by someone else. Because I'll be honest with you, well, I can do the business side of things. I don't like it. That's not what I'm here for. I don't want to be having to worry about like how the print looks, getting in contact with promoting and stuff, all this business side of things. It's just not in me as a human being, and I would much rather have someone else do that for me, so I can just carry on drawing. I know there's people who can do both, and it's just it's just not my bag, baby. So, but either way, I don't know how that's gonna. I should finish the book first before I have, which shouldn't be too long. I'm getting on clip. I think so like the third issue of 30 Shots of Whiskey I was doing, and I basically gave up after almost completing it because I really wasn't having any fun, and no one seemed to care. And it's like, and then it was like, okay, cool, I'm not fucking around with this. I think the problem with issue 3 was the fact that like I had grown quite a bit from issue 1 to 2, and then 3 I should have bit the bullet and just made it a color comic as opposed to like a black and white comic and stuff. And like what I was trying to do would have fitted much more with a black and white comic, with a color comic, than the black and white I was doing and stuff. Or I should have, I don't know. It was the case like it was. So like issue 1 of 13 Shots was a big step of, well, 1, into learning to let, and 2, just to publish something. Issue 2 was kind of like, well, here's all the problems of issue 3, issue 1, and let's step it up a game and stuff. So all the issues that I had with issue 1, like the fact that it is just line work, so it's kind of flat really, and just putting in all the grey tones and the shades and stuff, because all that and combating the line works. Like I didn't realize quite how the difference between like the printed line and the drawn line, like this. So anyway, and then like instead of taking another big step forward with issue 3, it was a baby step, and I probably should have taken a bigger step. And so yeah, and I was having real problems with issue 3 of Here Comes the Dragon, but I wasn't enjoying it at all up until I had finished it and stuff. So I'm looking back at it now, this is really good work and stuff. And I think what the problem with issue 3 was the fact that I was doing something with the swiping method instead of doing my normal pace out. And I don't know if it's either a psychological thing, but like starting on issue 4, lots of fun. I mean, it's on two pages in, but like I'm joyful of it. It was really, maybe it's because they're action pages and it's kind of easy enough for me to get in on and stuff. But like, so here's the thumbnails for issue. It's the first 9 pages for issue 4. Obviously, as you can probably tell, it's quite action heavy, which is what I'm good at and stuff. I think maybe the the third issue was there's quite a big stretch of just kind of domestic stuff, which I obviously wrote the script, so I'm fine with doing, but I was maybe not as au fait with it as I could be. I don't know, maybe there was some. I think maybe my problem was drawing of stairs as well. I probably need to get better at doing that, even because I insist on having stuff where there was just nothing but fucking stairs. So yeah. I don't know if you can see or read these, but if you can and you can follow what's going on, let me know. So yeah, last week I said I was going to put out the copy of Not So Fair Fairy Tales on my Etsy and stuff at a discount. I need basically I was so concentrating on doing getting the issue, doing the thumbnails and getting the first 2 pages of issue 4 out. I essentially haven't written the SEO of it for the listing and stuff, and I want to get that right. I want to do a bit more research on that and stuff. So I think I'm gonna, instead of crowding out, I'm releasing all these things on this day. So I think we have a staggered release. So obviously the Patreon release for Here Comes the Dragon Punch last week, the Webtoons and stuff this week, and next week the release schedule is kind of getting rolling. So I think I'm going to have the Not So Fair Fairy Tales released on next Friday. Yeah, I'll have and then that way we can kind of get rolling along for like kind of a Christmas release and stuff, and then yeah. So that's that plan. I'll probably talk a bit more about it then. And then, yeah, I think I will do next week. I'll talk more about like Not So Fair Fairy Tales then and stuff. And then, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll schedule that. And then there's obviously the Zodiac thing, which I think I might stagger that for the week after as well, because I need to figure out how to get the T-shirt design and also what to call it, because one of the issues we had at the con was case of like if there's zodiacs and you're on either a Capricorn, Sagittarius, Leo, Pisces, or whatever the fuck else, whatever Aaron is, June 1, Loki. If you're not one of those things, it's a case of like, well, do I really want to get the so it's case, do I do the 12 zodiacs? It's a bit of a tall order. Or do I rename them so they're like, it's still kind of a spiritual kind of vibe, but like kind of make it more like, well, this was done for my family, for my sister and everything. It's a case of rebranding it a bit. So because one, like, you don't want people like, well, mine isn't there. Because I like the 5 things that I got going on, because it also means I can do playing cards with them, which is something I'm looking into as well. So like I kind of want to keep, because there's, they fit with the 5 important people, and there's more than 5, but like most of them fit within this small bunch of totems what I got. Apparently totem is a bit I was thinking of totem, but that might be a bit culturally appropriative. I'm not sure 100% on that, but like I'm gonna err on the side of so I might just go, and I don't want to use, I need to find a more kind of like searchable word that means that, but there's also like not so like, well, fucking cracker here shouldn't be using that word, because I don't know if I shouldn't, but I don't want to have to defend myself against it, because like I have plenty of other words to use. It's not, I'm not ride or die it, Yeah. I'm gonna also be looking into more conventions to table at. I'm not sure if I'm gonna try and do any more this year or save it for next year. Yeah. And one more thing, I guess. Last week I mentioned how I was going to be doing the 3rd issue of 30 Shots of Whiskey. So I've basically plotted it out, all but written it. I just now need to type it up and spruce it up, and then I think I'm going to be definitely. Hopefully I'll have once I've got the script done, it should be a couple. A short swift thing to do the thumbnails and stuff, and I've got the character designs down, and in theory in about a week or 2, maybe 2 weeks, close to depending on how many thumbnails I do at a time and how quickly I want to rush this through, I should start doing live streams of me inking it on Twitch in the evening and stuff, because I want to give that a try, like kind of the blue line a way of doing it. That seems interesting, and I've got loads of pens around, so I might as well use them. So yeah, I think that should be kick-starting off soon. I probably should start live streaming late night drawing anyway, because I've almost finished the Wharf thing, and it'd be probably a good idea to start maybe trying to sell some of the original artwork. So again, I'm not sure how to do that. Like some people say, I think it's a good idea to maybe do on Etsy. I think maybe done off eBay is a good idea to do it. But yeah, so live streaming traditional artwork should start the ball rolling on in about a week or two. I think get back into the flow of doing that, and yeah, and I probably start doing the I'll probably start live streaming doing the pages next week as well. So like, you know, you'll see me up on the not doing this rambly chat thing, but like kind of just like drawing the page while live streaming essentially. I think I'm going to start doing that again because like I'm not in, because the reason I've been doing it for the past few weeks is because like you probably don't want to see me letter and do filters and stuff. It's, you know, there's a fun side to creating comics, and there's guess like, yeah, you just copy and pasting text there. Well done, you know. I mean, I can tell you how I'm doing my words, balloons, particularly if you want me to on the next, you know. But like that's, you know, I don't know how interesting that would be for you to see, but maybe I'll start live streaming so I can capture like a page from beginning to end. That might be an idea. I think I may start doing that next week. So next week, on probably Monday. Yeah, let's say Monday. Fuck it. Let's be definitive. Monday, you're gonna see me draw this page, and depending how quickly I go, you might see me draw this page too. But I think so. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, and you'll see it from beginning from soup to nuts, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's my plan for next week. I think I'm gonna call it time now. Hopefully this stream hasn't glitched or nothing. I don't know. I've been looking at a average duration. I've been looking in something else. So yeah, just a bit of kayfabe. When I'm doing these live streams, I'm not on the Twitch or the YouTube pages. I'm still in the OBS because there's a delay that fucks me off. So cool. As I guess I should develop an outro, maybe. Yes. So Markus Pattern. I am a comic book artist. I am available for work, by the way. If you like what I'm doing, but want me to put this down and draw a comic book for you, I am available. Issue 3 of Here Comes the Dragon Punch, out on Patreon. First chapter's up on Webtoons, Substack, Artstation, and for the first time on Instagram with the side swipes. I will first three issues up on my Patreon. The Ashcan version of it is up on my Etsy, which contains the first issue plus a bit of issue 2 with some extra artwork in the background. The first 2 issues of 13 Shots of Whiskey on my Etsy. The first ever comic I did, which failed to kickstart, which led to 13 Shots of Whiskey, The Gateway, is up on my Etsy as well. Commissions are open. I could do with the money. Next week, I will actually release Not So Fair Fairy Tales, and the week after that, I will be doing the Zodiacs release up on Etsy, and I'm currently also working on some t-shirt designs for Here Comes the Dragon Punch. So hopefully they will be all up very soon. And I will be live streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, in which you will see me draw the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th page of Here Comes the Dragon Punch issue 4. 4 issues. That's doing all right there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I've been Markus Pattern. If you need links to everything, I think they're in the doobly-doo down below. Have yourselves a tip-top day. I will see you next week.